Hey everyone, Superheroes Unlimited here at RocketCon over in San Diego right now. I've got with me
Sapphire Nova Cosplay
and some amazing talent here, guys. So we're going to start down on this end.
What's going on, guys? My name is Jack Guzman. I was the Black Ranger on Power Rangers Wild Force. You can find me on Jack Guzman Actor on Instagram. And I don't know what else. We're going to wing it, so I won't keep you guys too long.
Wait, is it Guzman or Guzman? Because you said like Guzman for you and then your Instagram.
Well, when he's on camera, it's Guzman.
Okay.
With casually,
It's just, it's got the little accent thing on it.
When you say it, but like when people look it up, it's just Guzman.
No, it's Jack Guzman Actor.
Oh.
He's an actor, man.
Make sure you get it right, because there's a whole bunch of other Jack Guzmans out there that are not this dude right here.
there's only one of you, so.
Yes.
Exactly.
Which, by the way, anybody can contact this gentleman right here.
Derek.
I remember his name. I was just gonna say something else, but I forgot. And then, in case they want to
Non-scripted, guys. We're non-scripted right now. We're all off the script.
But anyway, so now I'm switching it over. I would say call him, but he lost his phone.
Well, passes the helmet down because it's the helmet.
I'm Caleb Bendit from Power Rangers Ninja Steel. I guess you can find me at findmyiphone.com.
I have no helmet, so I'm Jason Ibarra.
He does have a phone, though.
You can find me at Instagram, Jason Ibarra Official. Right?
Yes.
It's very long.
Not actor,
all
official.
one word. And I played Baboo many times on MMPR. That's it.
We had a whole discussion because I forgot that
It says
he
it on my
existed.
shirt. It's even on my shirt.
It was, and then I was like, I forgot like half the cast of MMPR. Like, next we have.
Well, I already said.
Oh, you did, right? Yeah.
Where are you
Okay.
from? Where are you from?
Namek.
Space.
I guess, well, because you cut me short earlier, I'm Sapphire Nova Cosplay, but today I am Piccolo.
So I don't have
From
the
Namek.
only long ass Instagram name.
No, yeah, no, well, I mean, it's my name, but yeah, I have to have cosplay. So we've got actor, we've got official, now we've got cosplay.
And I'm Derek again.
Brennan Mejia. I play the Red Ranger Tyler on Power Rangers Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge. And I am casually cosplaying as myself.
That's a very official cosplay.
Last but I hope not least, my name is Sector David Jr. and I play the Green Samurai Ranger on Power Ranger Samurai on Nickelodeon and Super Samurai, and I'm blessed to be on such a panel with people I admire and people that I watch on day-to-day life, and I.
Do you know where his phone
Oh,
is?
you don't have to know this.
Honestly, I don't know where his phone
He
is,
doesn't know
but I wish
this
his phone
is
the
the first
best.
time we're meeting. That's why he doesn't know.
I'm really good at finding things,
probably
and so I really hope that we support each other as Rangers and actors, and we find that iPhone form. If not, then
Together.
Tune in to the next episode of this panel when we find Caleb's phone.
on the way out and on the bottom at the link below, you'll also see that there is a donation plate that you can donate money for the iPhone cause. And
I thought you were
yeah.
going to buy you a
iPhone
coffee.
Hashtag save Caleb's iPhone.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
You didn't have to do that.
Of course. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that we cover all ground.
Yeah. So, we got any questions over there?
There's a lot of people here today, too.
I know. there
Man,
is.
thank you guys for having us. San Diego RocketCon. It's a special time that we can all get together.
Have to cut out
Appreciate it.
I was gonna say, can we have shots of the crowd?
The fire marshal had to lock the room to let nobody else in right now.
Yeah.
It's just super quiet in here because we asked for complete crowd silence right now.
You all the way upstairs? No, in the red shirt.
Yes.
Oh, red shirt.
Red shirt, right here. That's someone else.
It's all about you, Brennan.
Well, I'll wear red.
No, red shirts die.
Richard's too die.
Anybody know what time it is?
Oh my
I know.
God.
Well, there's
Yeah,
time
hey.
Give it a time check.
Oh,
Normally
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why we're all so slow?
I know we're all. It's true. It's super early. So I mean, I guess we'll just throw some random questions out. I mean, we're just winging this, obviously.
Sure.
As you can see, this is a clear cut. Obviously, it's super obvious. We put this whole build. We put everything together in like 10 minutes, guys. So, I mean, I gotta say, we're doing pretty good here, I feel. Like,
Really?
I think
I mean,
it's entertaining.
it's
at least.
entertaining. Like, people are
It's never
I'm
a good sign when
entertained.
we're talking about how entertaining it is while it's still happening.
That's true.
Kill in the line.
Well, let's see a comic relief. What'd you say? Let's see it. Go comic relief. Come on.
Go.
So a moth walks into a
We don't have that long.
Come in a whole panel.
Hey, Caleb, can I ask you a question?
Please.
Did you grow up on the series? Did you grow up on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
No.
No?
I wasn't alive when it was.
When it came
Yeah, I
out?
was gonna say he's still growing up.
Yeah, I was.
He's like
what came out
12.
93, 94.
I figured when I gave you my fake ID to use last night, that
Yeah, no,
Let's not say
I,
this
uh,
on camera, guys.
I do say this a lot. It's funny is that I didn't watch because by the time I would have been a kid watching it, it wasn't really in its prime.
Yeah, of course.
But when I auditioned for it, I'd never seen an episode. But it was really funny because I still knew so much about it just because it's such a pop culture staple
Mhm.
that I knew exactly what to do and how to play it. And it was really weird because I'd never, like I said, never seen an episode. It'd be like if you were doing any sort of pop culture phenomenon or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really weird that I was like, oh yeah, I know what this is because Halloween, everybody dressed up. It was something that I grew up with without actually growing up with it.
Awesome. So how'd you get into the role? Because I've talked with a bunch of Power Rangers, over the years of us doing conventions and stuff like that, and from half the Steve Cardenas and stuff like that. He was just I fell into it. I responded to the Craigslist version of looking for an actor that can do flips and shit, and he just showed up for a casting call and got the role. So let's just start with you, Jack. How'd you get it?
I literally just went to an audition. At the time, I wasn't really doing too many acting jobs. I started in this business as an extra, and that's what I really wanted to do. That was, honest to God, what I just would have continued to do. But through luck and through an agency, and they just called me. I went. I had obviously the 3 or 4 callbacks, and I never heard anything back then the next day. But I think that the funny thing about you saying grew up on it and all that, when I did my audition, literally the producer, director, writer, everybody that was in the room was like, well, have you ever seen Power Rangers? And I was like, yeah, I saw one episode and I thought it sucked. And, everybody just...
Do you know what the episode was? Which season it was from?
No clue, man, but it was obviously from the original.
It was the one where Baboo went outside.
Yeah, it's all Jason's fault.
But yeah, man, and then it was one of those moments where man, why did I say that? But I ended up getting it, so it's very.
They were we liked him. He was honest. We value in that in Hollywood.
So I hope I
And,
don't too much.
sometimes we say things and we put ourselves out there, and we think, damn, why did I say that, or why did I put myself in that position to in any audition? It's last night I just got my sides last night. That's a very classic thing to say. I just want to subconsciously and consciously, it's a thing to say because you want to cover your ass, kind of thing. And what happened to me when I went in to read for the Green Ranger is I was gung ho on the Green Ranger for the first 2 times, and then the night before they changed the role on me. They wanted me to read for Gold, and so when I got in there, it just fell through. I was looking at Iris, Jonathan was in the room, Frederico was in the room, and I bombed. And Jonathan says to me, "We were very excited to see you. What happened?" And this was a really big moment for me because I was really honest. Listen, I was very gung ho on the Green Ranger. I'm green all the way down to my boxers, and I believe in it. And when you guys switched on me last night, it was hard for me because I had believed in it so much. And he's like, "Oh, so you know the Green Ranger lines?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, absolutely. Okay, let's go. We're gonna take it back from the top." And it just came out of me. And then they were like, "Okay, so if we hire you and we bring you on for a year to New Zealand, are you gonna remember your lines? It's gonna be an issue for you." Wow. And I was taken back by it because now I was put in the corner. But I was so passionate and real that I was like, "Yes, sir, you better believe it. Let me know." I would 100%. I'd change my whole life for an opportunity like this. And 3 months down the road, like you said, it's you wait, and Power Rangers is a real special breed because you have to go in a couple times. You have to wait. You have to make everybody like you, not just the casting director. And then after that, getting that call. It was definitely something that changed my life and my family's life. for the better. But I'll never forget that day. It's like, man, you know, you got everything prepared. You have your mind set on how you want to run things, and then, you know, shit just sometimes goes south, and you gotta salvage it the best way you can. But that's rememberable. Somebody remembers you by that, by you making a mistake or being honest about.
You don't remember the
not being
perfect line. You remember the guy that walked into the camera.
Hey, you ever seen that audition piece?
Hey, that's my move.
Where the guy goes in and
It's like they always bring me back to that broke the camera. I gotta go to quarterback.
and he does like a flip or something and he falls. It's like a classic audition thing on YouTube where the guy goes in for like a superhero role and he hits himself in the nunchucks and he falls over. Stop! That's me.
That's who's that? He looks like a 70s dude with like all the gold hair and stuff, and he's got a ton of like gold hair, whatever, blonde, tired.
Like Goku?
Yes, he's got Goku hair, okay. But it's like Mr. Ken's like martial arts studio or something, and he's on YouTube. And all of his like advice is just like the worst self-defense
Oh, there's
advice
videos
possible.
on that, I think.
Yeah, I think it was on there too. And it's just like all the worst self-defense martial artist advice you could possibly get. But you remember those. Like, you'll probably die because of them because you remember them. But so what about you, Jason? How'd you get into everything?
I graduated from high school.
Me too. Proud of you. Way to go. Way to go. Yeah. Almost. Woo, Jason.
So in May of '94, I graduated from high school not knowing what I wanted to do.
And then he went downhill.
Yeah. I read that extras make a ton of money being in the movie industry, so I said, fuck it.
$60
A year.
I signed up for this actors agency.
3 nickels. 3 nickels a day.
And actually, the first show they sent me on was actually VR Troopers, because it was the turnaround season where the new Rangers had just come in for the second and a half season.
Yeah.
So I actually started the same week that Steve and Johnny and Karen did.
Yeah.
Just by coincidence. So I was in VR Troopers first. I was a scug for one day, and then the rest of the time, the whole summer, I was on MMPR, and I was an extra, and I was there for about 2.5 weeks. The juice bar stuff and everything, and John Countess, who was in charge of the monsters at the time, came in the room. And there was like 20 guys and 40 girls there, right? I mean, 20, whatever. And
Santa Clarita, it was this.
Yeah, Santa Clarita.
Awesome.
And he goes, I need somebody to fill this suit. And it was a Baboo suit. And everybody kind of cringed, and they cringed because the suit was really thin. So the way I see I didn't have an audition per se, but the way I see my experience was I was like Peter Weller for RoboCop. When they were looking for RoboCop, they were looking for a really thin actor to fit that suit. So when John Countess brought that suit in there, a lot of the people cringed because the guys were real buff, they couldn't do it, and I was a skinny little kid. The girls, couldn't do
So
it.
that was your Captain America moment?
Yeah,
as it were,
Captain America.
like, he's the scrawny guy that jumped on the grenade?
Yeah, and so I got in that suit, and John Countess already knew me a little bit from being on the show, from me being there for 2 weeks, obviously, and he's like, yeah, I want you to be in that suit. Obviously there was other people that did it before me because Baboo was there from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen those dudes
They
step
have
up.
to oil you
No
up
one's
just
ever,
like, you
but
just popped right in that thing.
so I guess as of now, in the last couple of years, I've been the face of Baboo. Even though there's been maybe 2 other people in it before me, I'm the only one that they know.
Yeah.
So they relate to me as that character, right? So I was lucky to get it, and I'm here now with everybody, and everybody's been really great to me. So
This is the high point of his life, folks. Like,
No. I got some
Still
other
with
stuff.
us right now in this room.
No, I got some other stuff. That's how that happened. I was skinny enough to fit the suit.
Well, you were a part of definitely my childhood. I'll tell you that. Like I remember, and the Power Rangers was huge to me. So just even meeting you this weekend for the first time, and just I resonate with your face as well as the character, and it blows me away. It's like, how did God design this path for me to be here when I was such a massive fan as a kid. And then now, and like even when I get to, I told Jack this last night, like, man, you have no idea. Same thing David Yost or any other Ranger I come in contact with. Through the years of playing this character, I've learned to just appreciate it, as well as it'll be with us forever, and
the best of
embrace it or we're sick of it. It's like,
And the best of the stories that you get from the fans that have a heartfelt moment with you
yeah.
of how your character, like I didn't think my character, Baboo, the guy in the back is doing this. But there are fans that, well, I'm that shy kid in the back that nobody wants to talk to. I just want to thank you. Even though I had nothing to do with lines, it wasn't my voice, I just was told to do something, basically.
Yeah.
But these fans, they resonate with my character, which I thought was, so you guys talked about what it was like before you auditioned. So I knew what it was, right?
Yeah.
I was in the thick of things, I knew about the show, everything. It was really cool for me to play certain characters, certain monsters. And I only say that right now that I do Baboo. I have a few pictures, I had a few pictures of me in other suits. Because when I was in these suits, I went straight to Toys R Us in Santa Clarita, and I bought the figure because I had taken a picture with me in the suit.
Yeah.
But I lost those pictures. They were actually burned by an ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
A long time
I
ago.
was gonna say, were they on Caleb's phone?
But I don't say I was those other characters because I have no proof. The only proof I had was that one headshot of me and Carla with our heads off. But that's the cool. Somebody found that picture. Realm was the one that originally found me at a car show because I own a Ninja Turtle van.
Okay.
Right? So Realm found me at a car show years ago when he was finding everybody. And somebody on the internet, before I even knew what the internet was, they found that picture of me and Carla, which I had never posted anywhere.
Yeah.
And somebody found it. They're like, "Is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
What
Do you
about
even
what
know
about the
Caleb
toys that you
like
had?
before the internet?
Your character, did those get burned as well?
No, I actually had the toys at my house. I had
Awesome.
a tote box with all my pictures and the call sheets and everything. They happened to be at my girlfriend's house for whatever reason, and we broke up, and like, oh.
At least it wasn't in your house. It sounds like the whole place would have gone out.
Yeah. Stuff would have been along.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
would have been, yeah. So what about you, brother?
In regards to,
How'd you get the role and everything?
I was actually here in San Diego working at the zoo as an acrobat. My wife, fiance at the time, we were both giant koalas doing Chinese pole and acrobatics 7 days a week. And a friend I met at
I just gotta say, I've never heard that
Yeah, I know,
sentence in my
it's
entire
entirely-
life, and it's amazing.
Because it's like a meteor. You go out and you're like, he's ready for it. Yeah. So we were there doing acrobatics because we met in a circus, so that's my performing background. And then I had a friend I met in an acting class like 3 years prior to that point. I haven't seen him since, and he's like, "Hey, I have an audition, and like next door they're doing Power Rangers, and I remember you do circus stuff, and I told them about you, and they're interested in seeing you." Well, I was mad at Power Rangers because I auditioned for Samurai,
Yeah.
and I went in for like 3 callbacks. I didn't get it.
It
and I
was a
like,
massive, it was a massive thing.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, it was
Yeah, yeah.
it was one of the toughest acting auditions
Dude.
for me because it just took so long.
Yep.
They
Drawn
auditioned
out.
like 3,000 for each ranger.
Yeah.
I bought the series back, so it was very, like, they didn't know who they wanted.
Yeah, so like after that, like I just was like, I don't want to audition for them anymore, you know, like I didn't even know about making force audition, so like Dino charge, like, okay, fine, like I'll go in. You know when like you don't want it, it's like
That's when it comes to you,
yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
like, you know, like a girl, like you like her, you're like, hey, you want to go? She's like, no, you're
Yeah.
like, you look at her and walk away, oh, I like that guy. It's like, what the heck? That's like crazy like Power Rangers. So yeah, so like I still tried, and then I got a call back. I was like, okay, maybe I'll try a little bit, and then I got another call back. I was like, okay. And I got another call back. Okay, like let's do this. You know, and then, like, and then they said there's just gonna be 4 auditions total, and it was a chemistry read. It took 10 hours. They filmed us running in the parking lot to see if we ran heroically, because I guess like literally like
It's a requirement.
yeah, like you
Naruto
can't. Well, just, yeah. So and then I didn't hear anything for like a month, and then Jenna, yeah, she came down to the zoo actually like to see my show, and I was like, man, like, did you hear anything about Power Rangers? She's like, no, they still haven't told us anything. You know, it's been a month since I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just be a koala. You know, I thought I could trade this with like a helmet. You know, like.
I'm just picturing you as a koala doing like
I'll
all
show
the
you.
like
I'll show you
morphing
videos,
moves
right?
in a
Yeah.
koala suit.
You can still see my face. It wasn't like a mascot koala. Like there were cutouts. So like, anyway, but Jenna, like, yeah. So she didn't tell me anything, and then I was told by my agent I had to go to one more audition. I was like, why? They see me like 4 times. They saw me 3 times on the Samurai. They know who I am. Like it's fine. But I went that morning because I had to work as a koala that afternoon. And I get there and like, you gotta do a cold read right now. I was like, can I walk out and like look at the lines? Like, no, you gotta do it like right now. I was like, wow, all right. So I start reading the lines first time, like I've ever seen them. And like in the scene, the casting director is like, you have to open this box to reveal your destiny or something. They actually handed me a treasure chest. I'm like, okay. And I opened the box and there's a laminated picture going, congratulations, you're the Red Ranger.
Oh,
Epic, bro.
I know.
That's awesome.
I know. And then they gave me like this like little box of candy and it had like the red Samurai Ranger in it too.
Yeah.
Like
That's
those
so
red
awesome.
things. Yeah. And that's what happened.
Yeah, what happened to you guys? Like,
A little different for me.
Very different from me too, man.
So that, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
actually,
phone?
getting back
Like
to
30
you
minutes.
saying that were looking for a skinny guy, and then you saying, you know, that if you were gonna forget your lines, I think that was the moment for me that I was scared, is because for some reason, they made us take our shirts off. And at the time, I was 27, and I believe it or not, I didn't have this little gut that I have
Weren't
right
you
now.
playing a botanist? Why'd you take your shirt off? Oh, you're botanist.
You might be confusing interviews here, guys.
This sounds like some casting couch shit.
But anyways, so, you know what Jonathan asked me?
Yeah.
Was, hey man, do you think that throughout the year of taping and everything, you're gonna be able to keep your weight down? I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Look at
Did you
me.
not see me eat?
And they didn't have Instagram or any of that back then, so I don't know why, but he foretold the future.
As you get older, guys get guts. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's interesting, man. That's very.
Yeah, that's coming from
I
you,
like
Caleb.
that video. That's so nice. That
No,
they
it
went
was
out of their
awesome.
way to do that.
Yeah,
But then
Iris-
again,
Try that
you
Red
are the
Bull
Red
now.
Ranger. so-
Yeah, that is,
It was-
it's a special position.
Exactly.
You know, leader of the pack.
Yeah, because I auditioned for, even in my season, for black and red and green. So I never went out for gold or blue, but, you know, like the final audition before that fake casting one they had me do, they're like, yeah, do you have like other shirts? And they're like, I was set. Like I brought like the rainbow like with me. So like, I was like, yeah, let me. So I went in the hallway, changed real quick, found different colors. Like, let's do it. You know, red was the one, I guess.
That's awesome.
And it just to elaborate on what everybody's talking about, what the beautiful thing is too is sometimes, you know, as actors we go into these auditions and we think, man, we have to impress the casting director. We have to go in there, be likable, be loved, and hopefully we work the job and make an impact. We forget that it's the people behind the scenes too. It's Michael, who's sitting at the front desk, who is signing everybody. Jenna, who is one, I think, just as good as Iris Hampton as far as the casting. I think she's not similar to your story, but in a different way. I'll never forget. I was waiting, and for my to hear the call that I got it or I didn't get it, and never heard anything. And then Facebook, I got a Facebook message and I clicked on Jenna's thing and it said, "Hey Green Ranger, what are you doing this afternoon?" And I was like, "Wow, why is she calling me Green Ranger? I've got to call her." That's interesting, right? And then about an hour later, I got a call from my agent and she said the same thing. "Hello, Green Ranger." I was like, "What? Is this really happening?" She's like, "Yeah, pack your shit. You're moving to New Zealand next week." I was like, "Whoa, all right, cool." And like I said before, it's like my whole life changed. But we forget that how impactful and important those people are that we don't think are important, that we have to make an impression on. But from the minute you walk, and this is for anybody that wants to become a ranger or wants to go in an audition, the audition starts from the minute you're sitting in that line for 3 hours, 4 hours. It's because people are watching. And those like Michael and Jenna and people that are behind the scenes, behind Iris, have a really big say on, you know, on who they like, I think. And not every audition is like that. But it's just, you know, it's a beautiful reminder that, you know, you
Treat everyone with respect.
Yeah,
Not just
treat
those
everyone
that
with
can
respect.
give you something.
yeah, just because somebody looks like they're not important, they're most likely very important.
Yeah.
I get that all the time at cons. Like people are like, you know, what's the best way to get into like the con scene and everything? I'm like, treat everybody nice because that funky looking dude in the corner is such and such celebrity, and you have no freaking idea because
Hey,
he
you
was
guys
in
want to hear a
costume.
joke?
Sure.
Shoot,
Not about a month.
not about one.
So a guy walks into a bar, takes a few shots, gets wasted, throws up all over his shirt.
Okay.
He goes, "Oh my God, my wife's gonna kill me." To the bartender. Bartender says, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's happening all the time. Here, you take my shirt. Here, you take $10. Put it in your pocket. When you go home, tell your wife that this drunk guy came over and he threw up all over you and he gave you $10 to buy your shirt." He goes, "Oh my God, you're a genius." Goes home to his wife. His wife says, "Oh my God, you did it again. You got drunk and you threw up all over yourself." He goes, "No, honey, don't worry. This drunk guy came up to me at the bar and gave me $10 to get a new shirt." And he pulled out the money. She goes, "Well, there's $20 though." He goes, "Yeah, he shit my pants too."
And that's the comedic relief guy.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's always about treating everybody nice and stuff like that.
Right.
Hands down, like Hector was saying. Just we're bleeping Caleb, by the way. Like Caleb being bleeped this whole
Let's
interview.
just laugh randomly. And like,
You just see us- we all look at Caleb and you just hear beep.
It would even be better because we'll be making all these references about a phone, and people will be like, "What the hell's happening?"
Speaking of phones.
if you miss it.
Yeah. Speaking
I
of
feel like
phones,
rituals, like not being able to send a
I
text.
know, right? Like,
Are you hanging in there?
Great sense of
I don't even
FOMO
know
happening
yet.
now.
Hasn't really said
we got a question though.
Yes.
Yes.
The person
Chicago
who-
Superman said, "What's the wildest thing each one of you has done as a ranger, in or out of your suits?"
Like as a ranger, like
Yeah, as
in
a
the
ranger.
show then?
Are we, this is Rangers After Dark? Can we, can we tell the truth here?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
It'll just be released.
But just to preface this, I was asked by multiples
It
of
doesn't
these guys,
stay
can you
here.
swear? And I was like, sure, do it, whatever. Like,
Oh, man.
this is after dark, guys.
But do you mean behind closed doors or regularly?
Well, not behind closed doors. We're not good. We're not getting that real.
Man, you know, there was on Rangers, as you guys know, it's a lot of hurry up and wait. You know, you're waiting. They're setting up shots all day, and you're just, you know, you're on set all day. You're being used all day long, and so you find things to get into. You find little things that make you happy, sitting around and waiting. And man, I had such a great cast that we'd play speed, like a lot of, not take speed. We would play speed, we would find things to occupy our time, we'd play a lot of pranks on each other. I just remember having this crazy water fight. And it was just, we were having the time of our lives. And so we would take advantage of those opportunities all the time, because we were, you know, 21-year-olds living in New Zealand at a prime in our lives, and we just tried to make the best out of it. And yeah, so I mean, I can go on for days. I can tell you a lot of other stuff, but to keep it clean and keep it professional, yeah, we always found something to do with our time in the waiting period.
Yeah, I was either working out, like honestly between sets, like Yoshi and I would just be doing like pull-ups in the wardrobe truck, or working on handstands and flips and things. And then the last month I was filming, I actually started taking college courses. So on our off time, I
Yeah.
was literally doing schoolwork and then like
Had
film
books.
and run back in college.
Yeah.
Because right before I was on Power Rangers, I signed up for college, like to start after I finished the zoo. And then instead, I was like, just kidding, I'm going to New Zealand, so never mind. And so, I don't know, nothing crazy really. Ours is a little more, I don't know. There's so many of our Rangers, like you were either on set or
Yeah.
just like.
And believe it or not, I met Yoshi when I was on the show, when I moved back from New Zealand.
Mm.
And I always knew, but Yoshi is he's almost like an A-lister stunt guy to me.
Yeah.
And I had known him when I was on the show, and I could see it in his eye. You could tell if somebody's going out for the show, or is passionate about it, or just has that twinkle in their eye. You say, you know, that's a Ranger. That's definitely a Ranger. And I remember Yoshi just always having that look in his eye, like, man, you know, if you ever audition for that show, I know you'll get it. And sure enough, like, he auditioned for Dino and he got it. And I'm very proud of him, and any series that has come after me, because Iris does a damn good job of finding the people that are not just going to be the best Rangers, but the best role models. You know, and understanding the responsibility that you have to these kids as well as to ourselves. So yeah, man, it's cool. You know, I'm really proud of you guys. I didn't watch a lot of your season, but I was excited because there was a lot of Rangers that was different.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, every Ranger that I've seen after me has definitely had that twinkle in the eye to me, and that just goes to show that Iris is doing a damn good job. Okay.
Iris told me I didn't have a body for spandex.
Yeah, bro. Oh,
She's doing a great job.
How did you take that?
Look at it.
Here we are.
Christine, talk to the Facebook page. Sweet. Awesome. So, I've got a couple of questions, basically. So, what is like the most ridiculous prop you guys have had to use on set? Just like in general, whether it be a weapon or just like some dumb thing you have to hold or whatever. Go, Jason.
Jump rope.
Jump rope?
I was with Squat, and we tripped Tommy when him and Kimber were walking.
But how is that a crazy?
Well, I was carrying.
I didn't have no props. I was going through this whole time, but I had a jump rope. One scene, I had a jump rope.
He goes, it's really easy because
Don't take this from him, okay?
Didn't you have like a glass?
Yeah, but I was stuck to my damn mask.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't say, how about we cut and go back and but I know we're live, and I don't think the gentleman heard the correct question. You want to try that
Repeat the
again?
question.
Would you like to repeat your answer?
How about just omit me from the whole question and just keep...
Well, I had to carry Chris's ass around pretty much the whole show, and he didn't really pull any of the weight. So I would say
The co-star.
My comedic partner. Yeah, I would say he dragged his ass around the entire time. It's pretty difficult.
Was he an American or New Zealand?
He's an American.
Okay, awesome.
Born and raised.
And what are you?
Still trying to figure it out.
So what about you, Jack?
Well, I don't remember a prop that I used personally, but being a part of a silly prop, which is that monster that had a flute, and every time he played it, we were sort of dancing. To me, that was the silliest thing I ever did.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What about you, Brendan?
When my Megazord, the T-Rex named Rexy in the show, became like small, like because I was able to turn into like a super mode by fusing with Rexy to a degree, kind of thing. Anywho, that thing like could like chomp and like make noises, so I had to like have it with me and then go like move its mouth and then like take out the movie. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so it's kind of like that.
That's my
And then
jump
I'd
jet,
like
by
talk
the
to the thing while it ran off and like attack the monsters. I don't know. That was fun.
Okay. What about you, Hector?
Man, let's see. I love the Forest Spear. That was the weapon that I had, and I trained bow staff after Rangers because I fell in love with that weapon. But there was this, what I remember is I'll be real with you guys. I was in an accident in New Zealand while filming. I was in a motorcycle accident, and I've actually never have ever said this on camera before. And
Murder confirmed?
Yeah,
That's why we weren't allowed to like surf.
yeah. I mean,
It was like my life was crushed because
our
of you.
contract was pretty. Our contract was pretty hard on us too. Like we couldn't bungee jump, and you're taking 5 Americans to live in a place like New Zealand, the adventure capital of the world. So we couldn't bungee jump, we couldn't do this, do that. And so I'm a thrill seeker, and I wanted to get around, and I thought it was a good choice at the time. It was probably one of the dumber choices that I made with my money, as well as, I had this idea of, yes, I can buy this motorcycle here in New Zealand and I can bring it back with me when I go. But yeah, so I was in an accident, and I remember when I came to set I was in the hospital, and I came to set the next day to prove that I was, even though unprofessional, that I could come back to work after the accident. And I remember there was an episode where we had this like lantern that would turn into it was like a Shogun mode. I can't really remember the details of it, but it was, I'm there, and my groin was very sore, and I remember, wasn't like, I hadn't shared a lot of, with the crew and everybody.
Like, did you have any marks? Like,
So, no, it was yes, I did. I had a gash right here, that on the episode where Emily, the Yellow Ranger, she gets put under a spell, you could tell for 1 second, the makeup, there's like this big bulge on my forehead, and the makeup, they're the best. Congratulations to the makeup artist for making me look good. But they put like this silicone dry glue on, and you can tell that I have something wrong with my forehead. But I'll never forget, it was like that one thing. I'm like sitting there holding it, I'm sore, and I had gone back to my trailer, and I was crying, and I was like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna make this work. I'm holding this stupid lantern, and my legs are sore, and that was a day we had a couple really good fight scenes, but that was the day that was one of the coolest because we were in the woods, and everybody's fighting. The whole cast is like just whooping ass, and that was a one time because I did do most of my own stunts, about 60% of them, what they let me do. That was the one time that Yuji said, listen, no, well, I don't care, I can't let you do these, I can't let you fight today. And it was hard on me. It was hard on me because I was so adamant about doing my own stunts and not having my stunt guy there and being that. And yeah, so I know I got off on a tangent, but I feel comfortable with you guys and spend some time with you guys I'm at the point in my life where I want to be an open book, especially to our fans, especially with my experience with Rangers, because it is near and dear to my heart. So so it was that one lantern thing that I had to sit there and watch the guys having a great time, kicking ass, and I'm sitting there with this lantern on my lap, and I'm like, man, this shit sucks.
What happened to the motorcycle?
The motorcycle salvaged. In New Zealand, there's a no-sue policy. I was hit off the bike, so I couldn't get my money back. I couldn't get my bike back. I couldn't sue anybody. Not that that's where my head was, and free healthcare in New Zealand. So I didn't have to also pay for my hospital bills. Rugen Defray, who was also on the bike with me, was severely injured, and she didn't have to pay anything. And yeah, it was just one of the greatest learning lessons of my life. Another moment where I had with Jonathan, like, he's like, Hector, man, you know, I put my trust in you, and this is not, you know, validating the trust I put in you. And so, you know, you go through certain things as a young man that are detrimental and very important in your life.
Losing your
And
phone.
that was just
Losing your phone.
yeah,
That is detrimental.
You know,
One
yeah.
of many.
Yeah.
Give it time.
You should have seen when
She
he
didn't
pulled
say
it off.
jump rope.
Yeah.
But it's okay that he had a lantern on his lap?
When he had a motorcycle accident that preceded it,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
just like a
yeah.
helmet jump.
I beefed it up. I beefed it up.
My character was never allowed outside, and he was outside.
They put Jason in a cage and was like, you can come out, clap monkey, go back in. You get a jump rope there. I remember the jump rope.
The best part of that day of being outside was
Now there's a story.
Oh my god. Good luck following that. This guy got in a motorcycle. How can you make a story about a jump rope as interesting as that?
He's an actor, you can make a story out of anything.
Yeah, we
Yes,
need
I
to
tripped
do
over a
that
jump rope
story
and I
now.
fell off a skyscraper.
I can't.
But I will say, Hector, I gotta tell you, as an older ranger or
Forever
person,
41, right?
We're the OG.
That's an
old guys.
inside joke from yesterday.
you know, it's a great thing, man, that you're at that point in your life where you feel that you can be honest and transparent with people, and especially nowadays, I commend you guys because of all of the social media and all of that stuff that we didn't have, you know, but
Can't hide it
But as
anyway.
long
Yeah.
Someone took a picture.
as long as you learn, you know, from that experience, horrible experience or whatever it was to you,
Yeah.
man, it's cool, brother, because we all go through things and just learn from it, you know, just don't make the same mistake. That's when life kind of says, well, what are you, an idiot? You know?
Yeah,
don't be
definition
Caleb.
of insanity.
I'm so glad I'm not at that point in my life yet.
Okay, just to clarify here. He did the whole find the iPhone thing, and we're watching him as he goes, that's a lot of iPhones. As he's just like flicking like 20 iPhones up, and he's like, this has happened a few times, guys.
I hope I never learn.
Yeah, I mean, he's 10 phones.
He's single-handedly keeping Apple in business right now.
There's so many mangled chargers in my house.
So there's a question for you then. What are your thoughts on cosplay?
Mine?
All of you.
I was cosplay before cosplay was cool because that's my hashtag when I do certain things.
Cosplay
Because I was in a damn costume. And I think I was like one of the first Power Ranger cosplayers.
Yeah, you're an OG cosplay.
OG cosplay, there we go.
Old guy.
For myself, I think it's phenomenal. Honest to God, I find it that it's a talent, obviously, and I think it's very cool that you guys, whoever does it, finds that outlet and you can go and be what you want to be that day. Because fortunately or unfortunately, not everyone does get to act in things that you would like to act in. So I think it's awesome that you guys take it into your own hands and how respectful to whoever you're cosplaying. Like I would love to, if someone wants to cosplay me, that'd be kind of cool.
A botanist.
I was gonna say, do you guys have like cosplay stories too?
I can cosplay you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just
Have you
think
seen
it's
the
really
opening
cool.
of the credit of a series?
Dude, I've never seen
He's like
any
working with like a
old
flower
ass
arranger.
He's like, I can't find the VHSs, guys. Like, the Betamax tapes are gone.
Gonna throw the rabbit ears back on the tube TV.
We gotta wind it up.
To elaborate on what Jack said, you know, it's cosplay is really cool because you know, it just keeps the imagination alive. You get a chance to be who you want to be and be accepted, and you know that's the best. I think to me is the best part about Comic-Con in general. Any Comic-Con, RocketCon, San Diego Comic-Con, whatever, wherever you're at in the world, and to be accepted. To be accepted and to have people want to take photos with you and talk about it and the work that it goes into, there's passion there. People read that. People love that. You know, it might be weird to the normal person, but you know, who cares what they say? If you love what you do and you get to make one person happy, then you've done your job and you made yourself happy. And you know, we're just the kids that never die. Honestly, inside, and it's a fun thing to do. And if I had more of an opportunity to cosplay, I'd do it all the time. I love being an actor.
And you knew a cosplay company.
Let's go.
That was sponsored us for the tree.
Come
I
on.
don't know about that.
All right, then.
Although that koala costume,
Right.
koala ranger. Oh my god, I would do that actually. I want you in a koala ranger costume now.
Make it for free.
Yeah, we already heard that. We got that on video.
Probably would have one step ahead.
Well, cosplay, like, yeah, it's awesome, but like, you're either super talented, you can do it by yourself, which I'm not, or you have a lot of money and you buy the stuff, which I don't. So I don't cosplay, but I would. Like, I've done Aladdin, like Halloween. It's like I could put that together again.
Yeah.
We can both be Aladdin, shoot.
Hey,
You know.
let me let his hair down a little bit. They are coming out with live action Aladdin,
Yeah,
which I wanted to audition for,
I
but
know.
they were solely looking for.
Avatar: Last Airbender, they're doing Sokka.
Oh, let's go.
Uh-huh.
I'll see you in the audition.
I will. Let's do it. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Cosplay's awesome. Definitely would like to do it more if I had access to suits and costumes, or if I magically woke up and was skilled one day and could make things, but I can't. So.
And like honestly, like kudos to the people that get up and they build their own costumes and they spend years or months preparing for one weekend out of the year to show what they got, and that's just like I said, it's like for the kids that just never died, you know, or the imagination. That's so beautiful. The beautiful thing about being a kid is that you can imagine things in your head and they feel real to you.
I'll totally go and like
Yeah,
hang out with cosplayers and like it's cool that a company made a character that I can like casually cosplay kind of and like kind of fit in, and it's like it's okay. So that's kind of that is it.
What's your question?
Do you guys ever get jealous when you see like the new gears or weapons on like with new Rangers and newer seasons?
Like, do we get jealous of the future seasons?
Like yeah, like they get like new gear or new weapons and props.
So, I mean, since I've already been pretty transparent and let you guys know the truth, I mean, I gotta be truthful on this too. Yeah, I was very butthurt when we. I don't want to put it all out there. I don't want to put it all out there, but I thought that it would. I was at a time in my life that I thought it was gonna go forever. Because we were all so involved in our characters and we built such a great bond. And Saban had promised us a lot, Haim Saban Brands and the executive producers. And we thought that we were going to do the movie. We thought that we were going to go to a live action show, a stage play. We thought that we were going to do a lot. And then come to find out, it's just business. You know, it's not personal. I wish I could go back in time and tell my younger self that it's not personal, it's business. But, you know, one day we just got a letter and it was all over. You know, it was like, okay, you know, thank you for being a ranger. This is where it stops. But what's also beautiful, and we'll go back to the cosplay and the Comic-Con thing again, is this keeps us appreciating the roles that we played. Once a ranger, always a ranger. So yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it was, and I got to sit in on Megaforce casting. We all did. And we got to be a part of that with Iris, and we got to handpick Ciara Hanna. We got to handpick Azim. But as time goes on, and I've met these guys, and I've met Brennan, and I've met the OGs, it was like, man, I'm part of something so much bigger that just because they're not paying me anymore, doesn't mean I'm not Mike, doesn't mean I'm not that character. You know, so but yeah, at first it was tough to. I didn't want to watch a series. I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. But as time went on, I got older and I got less ego-driven. I was like, you know, it's not about us, it's about the fans and about keeping that alive. You know, if the only way the Ranger dies, if you let it die.
Sure. What about you, Jason?
I don't know if I should speak anymore.
I was waiting here for him to say jump rope.
I'm gonna double down on the jump rope.
So when Baboo was done for the series, I think he was done in Zio at the very beginning. I actually stayed on the show for many years after being a PA. I was still doing some stuff with the monsters, but not as much, because much like your story, I was that character, so they didn't want to, because they had the stunt guys for that. The stunt guys were doing most of the stuff, so I was handpicked to be Baboo. For whatever reason, John came in there and picked me, right? But the stunt guys were the ones that were doing all the other stuff. So I was a PA. I did random things on the show. I was happy to be there. I was happy to still be a part of the show, right? It was my life for the 2 years, whatever that was Baboo. It was just like it was your life for 2 years being a ranger or a sidekick. And it's hard to let go. It's hard to be told that character's gone and the stunt people are the ones doing everything now. So
All the heavy jump roping.
But I was happy that they let me stay doing PA, because then they could have had anybody doing it, right? And there was talk of not letting me do it because they're like, well, sometimes they don't want the people that were there to be there, but they let me stay. Towards the end, when Jack season, I was doing craft service. So Time Force and Wild Force, I was doing craft service. Chip actually let me have that job.
Awesome.
The show went union, and nobody wanted that job because they were paying minimum wage. And you know, almost everybody in the industry has a family, they're older, they're used to making money, and to work on the new show where they're only paying $9 an hour.
So I got paid for mine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I got paid to be Baboo. Anyway.
But $9 was a lot.
So anyway, I made it.
My allowance.
Chip went in house. He's all, does anybody want to do this job, or does anybody know? I'm going to give somebody the chance. And I made a decision, thinking I played Baboo. I got something that nobody else can say they. Well, two other people. I'm one of 3 or 4 people that played.
3 or 4. We're going up in
There could only be one.
3, 4, 9, 72.
I got the chance to play this character that had a toy in the toy store.
Yeah.
And I need to better myself in the industry. What do I want to do? I took the craft service job because that was going to be my next step. I got my union card, the show went away, and I got my first job on Country Bears, I think. And I got my first paycheck, and I was like, holy shit, to be a union person on a show is a lot more money than Power Rangers. And at that point, it really didn't make a difference anymore.
Yeah, no.
Where I was Baboo, I was not, now I'm doing other things.
Yeah.
Right? So,
He's moved beyond the jump rope. Jason's life beyond the jump rope. That's the title of his next
but
book.
if Chip sees
Imagine
this,
all the jump rope
Chip
scenes
is
on
not ever
now.
gonna watch it.
if Chip happens to see this, I want to say thank you. I don't think I've ever publicly thanked you enough. Because if it wasn't for you, Chip, I'd probably be working at McDonald's. That's probably the best scenario I can give myself.
Or you could have been an Uber driver taking
Uber
Caleb's
driver, yeah.
phone last night.
Not that there is anything wrong with working at McDonald's, guys.
No.
Yeah. Work's work, guys.
My bad. My bad choice of words.
No, but you know, it's real. It's like, you know, like we were talking about earlier, you know, when your time's up, your time is up. It's like, you know, but in your case, it's like having a girlfriend that wants to break up with you.
And lighting all your shit on
We
fire.
can still be friends. We can still be friends. I was like, damn it, I don't want to be your friend. But all right, I guess I'll keep you around.
But I was so glad to be on the show doing, even just the PA, just to be there was something amazing. You know, to see every year go by and the new people and watch them train and see the stunt guys, it was really cool for me.
So you hear about how like sometimes actors walk off with important things from sets. Have you guys walked off with anything? And I do have to start with Jason. Did you walk off with a jump rope?
Oh, now the jump rope is relevant.
Now's your chance,
So
buddy.
Now's your moment to shine, Jason. Did you take the jump rope?
No, I only have 2 crew jackets that I paid $200 for. I have those.
Wow.
So you didn't walk off with them as per the question?
No.
Okay. But you took them. What about you, Jack?
To get back to your question, being an older
Well, I
ranger,
know, right? Fuck you, dare.
I think for us, it's just every single year, the suits, the weapons, everything gets a little cooler just because, things evolve. So I think it's fair for us to want to say, man, that's a cool helmet, or wow, how cool that was, or whatever, but
Is that the original helmet?
yeah. It has
A couple chips in there.
the original as in what?
Like, did you wear that on the show?
No, man.
That's
I
some
wish.
good painting too on the side right there.
Yeah, that's why I asked for them to make it with chips and stuff like that. I could say that it was.
It's
on-
battle. It's battle.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
$800.
Oh yeah, $800 if anybody wants it.
That's the OG, old guy.
The only thing I left was I took the glasses, the Monty glasses.
Okay.
Because everybody at the end, I don't know, you guys.
But you left your Jake the D behind.
They option sometimes.
Way before Power Rangers.
I was gonna say, I don't think you had that.
When I walked into the audition,
Last night.
Did they ask you if there's anything that you wanted to keep or would
that was
wardrobe?
it. That was it. It
That
was
was
just the
it?
glasses, yeah.
No?
Well, people go in and they like raid the costume.
Yeah, I definitely did. I still had.
My character was.
He's like, I pulled up the trailer, middle of the night, rolled out with all of
But
it.
like my character,
Yeah.
it's like costumes and stuff, so it's nothing I could wear.
Yeah.
Like, my roommate, he has like shoes that he wore on the show, they're cool. But I just want the glasses.
Yeah.
What about you, Brendan?
They let me take the Energen from the show,
Okay.
and the bracelet. I'm losing my voice at this convention. But the bracelet my character wears that he gets from his dad.
It's funny because you've just been playing Smash Brothers the whole time.
I know, I'm here and I have to talk. And you guys talk.
SD RocketCon, the first place you can play the Red Ranger in Smash.
That's
Yeah,
right.
baby.
Thank you. Brought him on TV so we can play
Yeah.
at this table.
All day yesterday, all I heard was, "Hey Jared, can I go to the Smash tournament? I just want to go play Smash. Can I go to the Smash tournament? I need to play Smash." And then we brought him in here and he just kept playing.
A side note, I tried to get Saban to put Power Rangers in as a DLC character, and they're like, that's a good idea. It didn't happen.
Oh,
Anyway, back to your question. Yeah, like, got to raid the closet, take clothes, that kind of thing, or wardrobe closet, whatever. Jeans in the show,
Yeah.
shoes.
So you were just dressing yourself?
Well, I couldn't.
He was like, I didn't have any clothes. I had a koala costume
The
for
jeans
life.
are expensive.
No,
I
every
can
day.
take the shirts, because shirts are shirts.
I do have to give it to Rangers, you know, especially the New Zealand crew and wardrobe team. Like they know how to pick. It was cool. It was really cool because I remember like some of the clothes that I got to wear. I said, man, I couldn't afford that in my real life. Like this is it made it extra sweet. You know, like the couple jeans that I got and the shoes that I got. Like, I still have them, and they're high in value to me. There's one shirt that I wore on the show that my mom has framed in her house with a picture of me from that scene where I was wearing it. Yeah, man, there was my one thing was I wanted my costume. I wanted it, even though I only got to put it on a handful of times to be totally realistic, because of the quick turnover and being on 2 units and having to push out 3 episodes in 7 days. Yeah, I wanted my suit. I was very connected with it, and I didn't get to grab the whole suit, but there's certain pieces of the suit that I still own to this day in the fabric of the spandex. I have pieces of the fabric that was made into my costume that the wardrobe department got.
Okay, because I was like, did you just like cut it out of the uniform and like
Cut the
wardrobe
sleeve.
comes in and they're like, what the
when
hell?
when I'm feeling nostalgic, I'll just put a patch here and I'll put a patch here. Go Samurai!
Just standing in front of a mirror with a bottle.
Yeah. It's like a flap.
That's also the name of the strip
Hey, at
show.
least Disney didn't put your stuff on eBay. When they had, after Disney took over, they put a bunch of monster suits, pieces and whole suits on eBay on a private auction.
Yeah.
I didn't find out about it till the very end, and they had a couple of Baboo pieces that sold, and I was saying the same thing you were talking about. Like I wanted that suit.
Yeah.
How much was the jump rope?
You
$200,000.
can go to the 99-cent store, probably get one for $1. Same one, probably.
Hey, you know what else you can get from the 99-cent store? Never mind.
What you can't get? iPhones.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. How do you choose out of all the people in this room? How do you choose the people that ask the question?
Is it a race thing? No,
We're just when they come in on the live, we're letting them pick. So
But I mean, there's a lot of people here in the room.
Yeah, and you know what? Thank you guys for being here at the SD RocketCon. Appreciate all of you guys.
I wish you guys could see. Somebody can turn the camera on.
any other questions that came in? Okay, well I guess we'll wrap. I don't even know what time it is right now. What time is it?
It's 5
I
o'clock?
can check.
Is it 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock somewhere.
Okay, let's wrap this up, guys. Let's wrap this up, guys. So, sounds good. So, once again, let's do a quick introduction. We'll finish this out. I am definitely making a meme of Brennan turning from a koala into a person, into a ranger, into a Nintendo Switch.
So like the animal.
Like the Animorph transition is what he's going to be. So, I'm Derek Nova, Superheroes Unlimited. We're here at SD RocketCon. We threw this panel together and it was fantastic. So.
I'm Sapphire Nova Cosplay.
Jack Guzman.
Caleb Bindon?
Jason Ibarra.
Brennan Mejia.
John Stamos, Hector David.
Tam Efron.
Well, thank you all very much and catch you all later.